Episode 3 of Big Screen Bearcon's podcast, my podcast. We're here, we're talking movies, having a good time. I'm so excited to be back with you guys. It's been a crazy month of September. I felt like I just got this podcast started and then I had to immediately take a break. Let's see, I went to Los Angeles for the Agatha All Along world premiere, which was absolutely insane, mostly because I didn't realize it was going to be a world premiere. I got an email with the invitation, and it was like launch event, and launch event can mean so many things, so I was a little bit confused, so I didn't know, like, it was stressful because what do you wear to a launch event? Do you dress like it's a premiere? Do I go in, like, t-shirt, shorts? What do I do? So I kind of went in between. I found a really nice, purple shirt, long sleeve shirt, and really nice dress pants, and then I wore Jordans, which I only whip out for special occasions. I'm not proud of this, but I did buy a really expensive purple shirt. I wore it to the premiere, and then I returned it as soon as I got home. Not proud of it. It's probably the most Hollywood thing I've ever done, though. So I guess I am a little bit proud. Big braining. But no, that was an absolute blast. I could not believe that I actually got to go to that. Then I came home and I immediately was so sick. I was so sick. Like, I had the worst cold. I wanted to, like, come home and film a podcast episode, talk about Agatha, like, really detailed, my experience in a really detailed way. But I had the worst cold. It wasn't COVID. I got tested so many times. It wasn't flu. I got tested multiple times. It wasn't strep. It was just a bacterial infection, cold, whatever. And that knocked me out for like a week. And that was really tough because the next weekend I had to be in Austin, Texas for Fantastic Fest. Thankfully, I was not there the entire Fantastic Fest. I was only there for Friday night, Saturday, and then Sunday, and then Monday morning I drove back home with Michael. So thankfully it wasn't like too bad, but I definitely was dying, and I was a little bit worried there because I was like, it wasn't just going there for like movies. I interviewed Will Ferrell. We interviewed Ariana DeBose, Elijah Wood. Like, it was a crazy opportunity. I've never done something like that, and so I was really looking forward to it for a very long time. So I was really stressed that I was sick because why did that have to happen in that moment? I could not understand. I went to the doctor. I got steroid shots in unpleasant places. I was doing breathing treatments, and it finally, like, calmed down literally, like, maybe an hour before the first red carpet where I did an interview with Will Ferrell and Harper Steele. I mean, that was crazy, but I'm incredibly grateful for that Fantastic Fest experience and that everything worked out. But I had that going on, and then my mom's in town from Turkey. So if you don't know me, my mom moved to Turkey earlier this year, and so I have not seen her since then. So when she's here, I'm really, like, just wanting to give her all my love and attention. So it was definitely a little bit of a break from content after those big events, and then just my mom and really needing to rest. I haven't really rested since before D23, which was mid-August. I haven't really been able to rest, and I'm still not really able to rest because I have this week, and then next week I'm going to New York for New York Comic Con. I have a really great opportunity there that I'm really excited about. I'm sure you guys will see it as soon as I start posting from New York Comic Con, which is, I'm so incredibly grateful. But I have that, and then I get home, and then the following weekend I'm driving to San Antonio for SpaceCon, and that's not even like a sponsor thing. I'm just going to SpaceCon as a fan because I'm meeting Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor. I cannot believe it. I'm so excited. In the span of a week, I'll be meeting Elizabeth Olsen, John Boyega, Hayden Christensen, and Ewan McGregor. I am not well by any means necessary. So it's going to be a really exciting time, but again, I've not really been able to rest. I think this past week was probably the first time I've rested because I've come home and I wasn't really focused on making content. I was just kind of being there with my wife and my mom, which has been really nice, but now I have like this itch to get back and be creative again and try to work on new things. First of all, this episode, it is titled The Joker is the Worst Movie of the Year. We will talk about The Joker, but I want to get through this first. and I mentioned this on this podcast before, I don't think people realize how hard it is to be a content creator. And it is definitely, there's so much of it that just feels like it's beating you down. And let me talk about being a content creator in the movie, TV, entertainment space. Okay, first of all, I fully believe everyone can do it. Because if you're passionate about this space, you can do it. However, it is not as easy as I'm going to turn my phone on and I'm going to talk about Spider-Man. Or anytime there's breaking news, I'm going to film a video about it and it's going to go viral. Because I was one of the first to do it. That's not really how it works. It's only a small part of it. I've said this before, Big Screen BearCon is a character. It is a character that is exhausting. It is exhausting being Big Screen BearCon when I'm filming. Not to say that me in real life, I'm not that person, because everything I do is authentic and genuine, and it is my real opinions. I'm not rage baiting you. I'm not clickbaiting. I'm not doing that. You know, I may try to lead you towards some like headline and some bit, but ultimately what I'm saying is my feelings. Like, I'm not telling you I hate this movie because in reality I love it. I'm telling you I hate this movie because I hate it, right? If I love a movie, if I'm telling you I love a movie, it's because I love a movie. And you have to like find that. It takes time to find that personality that is in front of a camera. You can't just sit there and go, breaking news, Spider-Man 4 begins filming in 2024, releases July 2026. You have to give it this energy that is exhausting. It is exhausting. And then there's the other side of it of like caring what people think and trying to please everybody. I learned a long time ago that you cannot please everybody. Okay? Not every comment is going to love you. It's just not possible. You have to do so many things to keep your page growing and living and breathing and not stale and not hitting a wall and not being able to recover from that. And part of that is changing things up again. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I'm always changing my content style because I'm always trying to keep things refreshing and find a new audience. Because as much as I love my audience, if I stay and I do the same thing over and over and over again for the same group of people, the page is never going to grow. And I am ambitious. I have dreams. I have goals. I know what it takes to get to those goals. And a lot of times, the thing that makes it so exhausting is you fail trying new things. You fail all the time. I wanted to do this video series recently where it's like I start the day and everything's positive. I do like a positive or inspirational quote from a movie, and that failed. I did it a few different times, and every single time, it didn't work. It just didn't really stick with people. People didn't resonate with it, which was very surprising to me. I tried so many different things. I tried like bits and sketches that didn't work. I filmed videos that I thought was the funniest thing in the world, and nothing. It is hard. It is hard to do this, but anyone can do it. You just have to be willing to be flexible, and honestly, you just have to be okay with failing for a little bit, and then it will come. It will happen. I think August, September was proof of that for me, because so many times I thought, this can never actually happen. I can never actually be this creator. I have such a genuine love for creating content. I love this with my entire heart. That's why I do this every single day. That's why I post multiple times a day. I'm not satisfied with, okay, I got my post for the day, I'm done. No, if I have any desire to make a video about something, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it because I love it. I want to do it. And I've been doing this every day for like 3 years now. And just now am I feeling like the imposter syndrome is starting to fade away. And I'm so grateful I never gave up, and I kept going and I kept going and I kept going. But it is hard. It is hard, and you have to be okay with change. And you have to be okay with being uncomfortable in the sense of putting yourself out there and knowing like, hey, somebody's probably going to comment something really mean to me today. And I'm not perfect. I know I'm going to respond to that person, and I'm going to defend myself. Or I'm going to defend Michael or my wife or somebody. I'm going to defend something. I'm going to defend this piece of work that I love. This artistic film, this film that I fell in love with, I'm going to defend it because you told me you hate it and I'm stupid for loving it. I'm going to defend myself and that movie. I can't help it. I am human. I cannot help it. I'm going to do those things. I'm trying to be better about not doing those things, but I am going to do it. I just am. Anyone can be a content creator. Anyone can. I promise you that. the other thing about it is I really try to be as nice as I possibly can, though. Outside of those moments where I'm feeling like I have to defend myself and defend my opinions, defend the things I love, I am trying to be as nice as I possibly can because I genuinely do care for the people that I meet. I care for the people that come up to me and go, hey, I love your videos. That's everything. It means the world to me. I really do. It really does. And the people I meet in this are people that I barely know in real life, but I already feel like I have some type of connection because I know that they share this desire to keep creating, and they love it, and they love the things they're talking about. And most of the times, it's the same things that I'm talking about. It's so easy when I meet a content creator in this space. It's so easy to be friends with them and to support them. Because, again, we do have that shared, genuine love. It's really special. And I think I'm circling back to this. If you want to be a content creator, don't be intimidated. Just go for it. Just go for it. I promise you, you will be supported. Even at times when it doesn't feel like you will be supported. I promise you. And then, mostly, I do need to talk about Allison. I really do. Because she does sacrifice a lot. You know, I don't think I would have got here without her support and her understanding. And for somebody whose love language is quality time, it does suck when I'm like, I need to film this, or I need to go out of town to go do this. It is hard. But she loves me so much, and she knows how much I love this, so she supports me even when it is hard for her sometimes. And I cannot thank her enough. I mean, you guys, I talked about, I went to the Agatha premiere, then I went to Austin, I had a couple other events, I'm going to New York. She's not there for any of that stuff. And that sucks for me too, because I love going with my wife. My wife is like guaranteed +1. It sucks when I'm not able to take her with me because it doesn't work on our end. It's hard. And I'm just really grateful for her sacrifice. So having someone like that helped me in my journey to be a content creator. I promise you, if you need someone like that in your life, I'll do my best to be that person for you. I can't be Allison for you, but I'll do my best to always support you. And I hope that comes across as genuine, because it is. Anyway, I don't know why I went on a rant on being a content creator. It's just been sitting on my heart recently, and I just wanted to get it out. And this podcast kind of felt like my space to do so. And I feel like if you're still listening, then you probably were happy to hear it, or at least open to hearing it. So I appreciate that. Now let's talk about Joker 2. Joker Folie à I have no pleasure in saying any of these things. I really don't like going on social media and saying, I did not like this movie. I'm the type of person who sit there and be like, this movie may have been a 4 out of 10, but I thought there was a lot of heart. I thought the actors were great. I thought there's some bits that are really entertaining and I enjoyed. Like Madam Web. Madam Web's a classic example of a really bad movie that I still found myself enjoying. I was entertained. I laughed. I was able to talk to my friends while watching. It's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they're doing that. That's ridiculous. Like, it was a fun experience. Joker Folie à was not that experience. I sat there with my best friend Michael watching this movie. Usually Michael and I have a great time watching things together. If you ever watch a movie with Michael and I, you will know that we are a very positive duo to sit with when watching a movie, because we're just going to have a good time regardless of what's happening on screen. We could not find it in ourselves to have a good time this time. I mean, we just sat there just kind of for 2 hours and 20 minutes. I mean, for 2 hours and 20 minutes, I watched Joaquin Phoenix smoke. And that was exhausting. It really was. Now, listen, okay, here's my positive tidbit, okay? Joaquin Phoenix is a tremendous actor. He was great in this movie. I thought Lady Gaga was really good as well. She was great. That's really all I can say about it. Like, the actors in general were all phenomenal actors. They're really good. The world around them did not work. It didn't. And the thing that sucks is that one of the most hated things about this movie was the ending. That's the most consistent complaint I saw, was the ending for Joker 2 was terrible. I can't believe they did that. Why did they do that? I hated that ending with all my heart. The ending actually makes a lot of sense to me. The ending works for me. I always said this. Arthur Fleck was never meant to be the Joker. He was never the Joker. He's not the Joker you grew up reading in comic books, seeing in cartoons. He's not the Joker you saw on the big screen. That's not him. It's not. And that was the biggest complaint that people had about that movie, was that they didn't feel like that Arthur could be the Joker. And it was because he was never supposed to be. And the ending of this movie proves that. Okay, I'm going to get into a spoiler, okay? Spoiler, gosh, you've been warned. At the end of Joker Followed, Joker, after telling the world he can't be the Joker, is told in prison he has a visitor. He's walking, this inmate comes, and this inmate's like, you want to hear a joke? I got a joke for you. And he goes on some tangent that's forgettable, but at the end of it, he shanks Joker. He stabs Joker multiple times in the stomach. Arthur Fleck dies. Sorry, he didn't stab Joker, he stabbed Arthur Fleck. Arthur Fleck dies, that's the point. And then, as he's dying, you can see in the corner of the screen, this inmate laughing. Not really a good Joker laugh, by the way, just kind of like... That was kind of the joke, the laugh, or at least how I remember it. But then he takes a knife and he carves his face, just like Heath Ledger's Joker. I don't think that was implying that he was Heath Ledger's Joker. I think that was just, paying tribute, a nod. Todd Phillips has said some things. Some things have come out, actually, so maybe it could have been Heath Ledger's Joker. I don't know. It honestly doesn't matter. But the thing that's implying is that Joker is replaced with somebody else who actually can be the Joker. And that ending actually makes a lot of sense. And Todd Phillips, like I said, confirmed that Arthur Fleck was never supposed to be the Joker. He was never the Joker. It was just a character that was created because of him, but he was never the Joker. So the ending makes sense. The problem is that the journey you created for Arthur was, in the first movie, he was this lonely clown who has a neurological disorder, mental problems, and he's just going through life. It's hard. Life is hard. His mom is emotionally abusive and is lying to him. He gets fired for having a gun that someone else gave him to protect himself. And then he gets mugged on a subway in an act of self-defense that he really took too far, obviously. He murdered 3 Wall Street guys. And things spiraled. And he loved the attention that he was finally getting, being this personality. And he tries being a stand-up comedian, and that fails, and he goes viral, and then he ends up on this talk show that he grew up loving and watching with his mom. He kills his mom. He goes on the Arthur Fleck show, or whatever, and he kills Arthur Fleck on live TV, and he's embracing the riots around him, and he's like, okay, the journey I'm taking is I'm becoming the Joker. I'm becoming the king of jokes, the crime lord, this brutal person that does not care if people around me die. He's becoming that character. And that's what the first movie sets up. And so the second movie you think, oh, we're going to see him be Joker. Fully become this person. And naturally it will make sense because he's not. He will come to the realization in the acts of being Joker that he cannot be the Joker. And so maybe the first 10 minutes of the movie he's in his murder trial. He's in Arkham or whatever. And he escapes. And then the next hour, 50 minutes, he's being the Joker and going to that realization, and his journey goes full circle. But instead, that's not what happens. Instead, he's just he meets Harley, they fall in love. He's still very much Arthur in that process. And then he goes to trial, things aren't really working. He does see the attention a little bit, but then, he's like, no, you know what, I'm going to be the Joker. I'm going to give the people what they want. I'm going to give my girl what she wants. I'm going to be the Joker. For one day, he was the Joker. One day, he saw a friend's feelings got hurt. And this other inmate was killed because of him. And then he's like, you know what, I don't really want to be the Joker. And he told the people at court, like, I can't be this person. I'm sorry, I can't. And that was it. That was his journey. That was it. He was rejected. He went back to prison and then immediately killed. That was it. That's not a journey. That's forgetting everything you built upon, forgetting the last 30 minutes of the first movie, and just doing something completely different, and then trying to bring the ending that worked for the story you're originally telling, and then trying to make things all flow. And then you were trying to make it a musical, to give that like insanity based off like what the last scene in Joker where he does kind of sing a little bit. You're trying to now turn this whole sequel into a musical that's kind of a musical but doesn't want to be a musical. It doesn't work. It did not work. That was the big problem with Joker, is you kind of lost sight of what story you're trying to tell, and you tried doing a bunch of different things that just failed. I hate to say that. I hate to say that. It was completely disappointing. And all these things are now coming out about how Todd Phillips didn't want to make this movie. He doesn't ever want to work with DC again. He wanted originally to make Joker carve his face in the beginning of the first movie, but Chris Nolan said no, and so in this movie he was kind of like, screw you, I'm going to do it anyway. And then there's a screening, I guess it was Venice screening, I don't know, where they showed Joker for the first time, and Joaquin, like, there's a clip of Joaquin going to Lady Gaga and saying, it's not good, it's horrible. And they have like some AI lip reading thing, which is why we know this. It could very well be inaccurate. But the point is, it's a hot mess. And Todd Phillips did not want to work with Warner Bros. He didn't want anything to do with DC. And it shows in this film, and it's really disappointing because I really loved what they did with the first movie. So, yeah, Joker 2, Joker Folie à Deux. I think it is the worst movie of the year. And I hate saying it, I really do, but it's just, if we're going to talk about Madam Web and Joker, I've never seen Borderlands, by the way. I don't plan to, so that's why I can't say that's the worst movie of the year. A lot of people might comment and be like, Megamind 2 is also terrible. I'm not watching Megamind 2, I'm sorry. Madam Web, like I said, was bad, but I had a good time watching it. I have a positive memory of watching it. It did make me smile. It made me laugh. It was a good time. I didn't have a good time with Joker Folie à Deux. Maybe I'm overreacting, but I don't remember having this strong of a negative feeling after watching a movie. It's unfortunate. I still love you, Warner Bros. I still believe in everything you do. I still want to support you, and I want to believe in you. I know Warner Bros. Is kind of also spiraling. They're now like, what, $40 billion in debt? I hope things get figured out. I hope things work out the way they're supposed to work out. Joker Folie à Deux was just not that movie. And you didn't focus group it whatsoever. I felt like all this could have been preventable, but it's almost felt like Todd Phillips wanted to make a bad movie. And I feel really strange saying that, but it is what it is. That is the Big Screen BearCon podcast. That's really all I had to say today. I just wanted to come out and make something for you guys. Like I said, I just had the itch to go back and start being creative again, start ramping things up and doing new things and just being with you guys fully. So I'm excited to do that again. Thank you guys so much for listening. I really, really appreciate it. You guys mean the absolute world to me. Thank you so much. Be sure to follow me on all social medias if you aren't already, at Big Screen BearCon, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, anywhere podcasts are streaming. On X, you can follow me there. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I really don't know what else to say. Good night. Good morning. Whenever you're listening to this.